Hi, I'm Dr. Gary Sachs from Sachs Wellness Center, and I'm here with Theresa Schmidt, our nutritional therapist. Today, we're going to talk about allergies. It's getting to be a time of year, there are kind of different cycles of things that happen. So, what are you dealing with lately?
The latest couple things I've been hearing about are ragweed and goldenrod, and it is that time. It's been a couple weeks, and
Yeah.
yes,
We have a dog in here with us
Grace
today.
is here. Speaking of allergies,
Another possibility.
some people are sensitive to their pets and things like that. So, but that's what I'm hearing about. And a lot of times we always want to remember that when we have a thunderstorm, that puts the toxins down into the atmosphere we breathe. So people that are sensitive to things become more sensitive even after a thunderstorm. So that's a big
They
one.
might think it's the weather, but
They
it's
do.
really an allergy.
Yeah,
That's
it
going
is.
on. Yeah.
Yep. So,
And I was thinking too that with the environment we live in, every time you have a sniffle or have some kind of symptom, you might think it's COVID, and it might actually be allergies because there are different times of the year that things seem to be intensified in terms of the way they affect us.
yeah, and there's a lot of other things besides COVID out there.
Yeah.
By the way, but it just reminded me one of the other things that we are dealing with this year. I would say more so than in the past that I remember anyway, because you were saying earlier you feel like there's a little bit more allergens going on.
Yeah.
The fires from California.
Yeah, the smoke.
Yeah, the smoke.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. A lot of people are like, they started out dealing with that, and now ragweed and goldenrod are out. So so that just really magnifies things.
Yeah. So, what are the kind of symptoms people might be on the lookout for to think, well, maybe this is an allergy? And, because you might not have had them before, but you can develop that sensitivity,
Yeah. And I do want to talk about, like, why that would change, what would change for people, and I do want to go into that and talk a little bit about the what I think would be the beginnings of that. But the symptoms people say they're having are, of course, stuffy nose, their eyes are running or dry, either way, scratchy throat, clear in their throat, maybe some itchiness in the sinuses and in the eyes and in the throat, those things, even in the ears. Yeah. Those can be some of the symptoms of it. Yeah.
And it kind of drains, it drains your energy.
Yes.
You feel,
So when we see somebody like that, the first thing we have to do is to check and see if they actually have a cold. And we can actually do that. We check first that's what I do, is just verify that they don't have a cold. My second step, and I don't know if you do this too, but my second step is to do our testing to see if they're actually having reflux. Because to me, the things that start allergies are a leaky gut and reflux. Yeah. Because the leaky gut, that means there are holes in the small intestine that lead directly to the bloodstream, and anything that gets in the bloodstream that doesn't belong there is an allergen. Basically.
Yeah, so things were supposed to be broken down so that it would move along the digestive tract, but now that opening has gotten a little bit bigger, and things that shouldn't have gotten through are getting through. Yeah.
And a lot of digestive issues start out with not enough stomach acid, and stomach acid is our big defense. So if we don't make enough stomach acid to kill things, then we have things that are more bothersome than they should be in the gut then. And so people don't realize this, but we swallow what's in the air. We don't just breathe it in. We literally swallow what's in the air. So things get stuck in our mucous membranes, and we swallow it down into our saliva. And that means there's pollen in there, there's ragweed in there, there's dust from the fire, there's
whatever's in the air, all kinds of chemicals and things.
So we breathe that in, and then we can actually get that in our saliva, and we swallow it down. So that means that is part of what's leaking through the gut, through the leaky gut. So that sets up its own allergen situation. And then the other thing is with reflux, we don't always get true reflux where you actually get food up, but you breathe up the acid from the rotting food in the gut. If you don't have enough stomach acid, you don't break your food down properly. So there's food rotting in the gut at night. Different times we breathe that acid up, and it can inflame the esophagus, so we get phlegm, we get a scratchy throat.
Mm-hmm.
We can breathe it up into our sinuses, so every morning that person's sinuses weep, they have to clear them. The eyes can get dry and runny, plug up into the ears, and we also can get that into the lungs and the bronchioles. So if that's already the situation, and then ragweed comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and then goldenrod comes out, that will really trigger for some people.
Yeah.
So to me, there's things that happen before people have allergies.
I love these discussions because we here are always focused on what's causing what, not just, is there a natural way to make me not have a stuffy nose? I mean, basically, that's kind of
But that's still a
thought.
symptom.
Yeah.
That's still
Yeah,
a symptom.
it's still a symptom, but
Yeah.
that's the thing that's causing me discomfort right now. But if you go that route, you'll be doing that forever, and you'll always need more because your body keeps getting kind of used to, okay, I took this much and it helped, but now I need to take that much in order to get the same amount of relief. So
Partly because the problem got worse because you didn't address the problem.
you didn't ever get to
the problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's such value in taking a little bit of time and effort getting to what's really behind this. Why are you experiencing this in the first place? Yeah.
I don't believe that people just all of a sudden get allergies. Like you just wake up one morning and now ragweed's a problem. There's a breakdown of the system that happens first.
Sure.
And then if we understand what causes that, we can get onto it ahead of time. So that I like to let people know what causes things, so they can, as they notice things starting, they can go, oh, I wonder if I'm eating too many grains, or I've eaten too much sugar, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I did better last year. Now I haven't
Yeah.
done good for a while.
Yeah. Or my child is starting sports, and all of a sudden they have exercise-induced asthma. What's that about? You don't just out of the blue develop exercise-induced asthma. That child probably, maybe not 100%, but could have had reflux first from eating a lot of grains. And then when they go out and they strain the lungs, or they put pressure on the lungs, now the lungs can't function like they should because of the reflux. Just brings out that problem.
Yeah.
But that child didn't just develop asthma.
Yeah.
So.
And it's kind of, in a way, you could say, well, it's fortunate this happened because now it stressed something that was already weak, and we can do something about
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
So we hope these discussions are helpful to you. And let's see, if you're waking up in the morning with a stuffy nose and feeling like, I wonder what's out there getting me, we'd like to help in a way to say, well, if something's getting you, we got to find out why it's getting you. So give us a call, 989-732-7000, or you can reach out on our website, www.sacswellnesscenter.com.